Lamine,
We need that energy.
come on now. Pull up on through ball. I'm just saying.
But I
You see
love
what
that,
happens
though.
every time somebody pull up on through ball. They get that extra dub. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elisha here, and welcome back to another episode of Through Ball with DAZN. Thank you so much for joining us back. As always, I'm joined with the fantastic Kaylin Kyle, the amazing Darian Jenkins. We start the show with our VAR moment of the week, our favorite moments from the past week in football. And as always, well, for the whole season now, there's no surprises. Barcelona, the best team in Spain, again wins another El Clasico 4-3 in a thriller, 2-0, coming back from a deficit and still getting the dub against Real Madrid. The first time since the 1950s that either team came back from a 2-0 deficit in El Clasico. From the financial struggles, problems registering players at the beginning of the season, having a team that's stacked in Real Madrid, Mbappe, Vinny, the Rodrigos, they have some ballers on the team. So the fact that out of nowhere, this young prodigy in Lamine Yamal is just emerged out of nowhere and now is damn near the best player on earth. It's
100%. Post game, he always gives you the best sound bites. And it's crazy because he's such a young kid as well. I look at him, I'm like, you could be my son, but you have so much confidence. He was like,
facts.
We're not scared. We might be the only team that's not scared of Real Madrid, which speaks volume. One of the most winning clubs in all of world football, with one of the best managers in all of world football. For a 17-year-old to come out and say that post-match with his glasses, his blonde hair, gelled, I'm like, what did your mom do to you? Because I need that. I need to speak to your mom to give that to my kids.
Right?
To have
We need
that
what he's
confidence
having.
in the way that he does on and off the pitch, to even go about the game in which he does. It's just it's almost like watching a game of FIFA, genuinely. When I'm playing my
that's how he
6-year-old,
approaches it.
I'm I don't know any of the buttons, and my son's like, step over, X, Y, and I'm like, what? I'm like, teach me how to play, genuinely.
What I love too is he's not afraid to talk a little trash, but he does it in kind of a classy way where you're
Classy, yes.
he's not really doing it, but he's saying, what, they score 2, we'll score 3.
He has some
they
Michael
score 3,
Jordan
we'll
in
score
him
4.
because
He
he also
really
pays
does.
attention a lot. I saw the other day in his we know that he's paying attention to everything that's going on
social media.
Every time he wins, he'll post something really slick in reference to something someone said to him, but he'll never respond until after the
He
games.
looks at the likes,
too. He looked through the likes,
Yep.
saw that Jude and some other players had liked the post about Barca losing to Inter.
Any danger of us reading our comments on there? Come on.
Lamine,
We need that energy.
come on now. Pull up on through ball. I'm just saying.
But I
You see
love
what
that,
happens
though.
every time somebody pull up on through ball. They get that extra dub. But yeah,
I don't even think he needs it, does he, with us?
Everybody could. Everybody.
I mean, they
use
could be
it.
in the Champions League final and they're not. So maybe that's why he needs to pull up on three ball. Sorry, Elijah.
Couldn't let you just
Couldn't let you have your moment, could
It's
I?
okay. It's okay.
No.
I made a jingle.
the
And I
first
brought-
segment with
No,
a prop.
I brought my
First segment
ukulele.
this week is a prop.
Do you even know how to play that?
Okay.
4 times this season. Why are you laughing already?
Sorry, go on.
4 times this season, Barca took the crown. Barca brought them magic. Barca took them down. They said that the High Line would bring us some trouble. And now we're on our way to winning the double. La 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 la. Sing it with me. La 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 da da da.
Real Madrid shot themselves in the foot, honestly. All credit, first of all, to the song. That was innovative. Good
The
job.
album's coming soon. We going for Grammys this year. Barca got a lot of heat and got trolled a lot in the beginning of their sponsorship with Spotify for having, for having the partnership overall.
Why though?
The stigma is Barca doesn't have any money, so they need to be doing this. And football fans don't care about smart business moves. They just care about the look of things. And if you're partnering with a music streaming company, that's, I don't know, that's something to be looked down upon or uncool
Look at
for
some of
football
their
fans.
cool jerseys that
Yeah,
they
and
had in the
it
names.
was
It's sick.
controversial, I feel like, when they first did it, and
Yeah.
now they've set
It's
a
like a cool
precedent
factor.
that every other team is
Yeah.
like, damn.
Because it's also
we
like
wish we got in on
the
that
people
because
that they're pulling.
the people they're pulling,
Yeah.
think of Travis Scott's fan base and how many people he just reached. The collar kit is is sick.
Yes.
I want one of those.
But even him at the game, he's
him
in
at
the
the game,
box with
turn
Terry
up.
Henry. I'm like, and he's like, he doesn't care.
Terry
It's like
Crews.
executives, all these people that are prim and proper with ties and suits, and he's like, I'm here. This is sick. He's like vibing with the music. I'm like, this is what football's about, though. It's not about the suits, the ties, and how much money you have. And yes, he has his own money, and he's incredible artist. He's unbelievable. But he was vibing in the stands at one of the most iconic stadiums with some of the most iconic people, like a Terry Henry. And Terry Henry couldn't help but smile behind him when he's like vibing and dancing. And I'm like, this is
they were
sick.
up.
Yes.
I love the accessibility of what it looks like to have a black artist on the front of Barcelona's kids.
Yeah.
Turned up an American artist when I think we need more young black boys, black girls in the sport anyways. But having somebody who looks like him have their name, their album across the front of the kit is just sick. I love it. I wish more teams would do stuff like this.
It's fun.
Kayla, I'm sorry.
I think we're
Taylor
gonna
Swift,
see it.
because Taylor Swift could never. I'm sorry. I still love Taylor Swift.
I feel like you're putting me in a box, Darian, and I don't love it.
She's a woman of the world.
She is.
Because Travis Scott is such a big artist, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't get my hands on. I'm gonna get my hands on that kit some way somehow. You know what I'm saying? We got we got plugs. The black away kit sold out in like 5 minutes. $300 for a kit.
I'm sorry,
sold out
what?
like that. Yes.
What?
$300.
Whoo, you guys
For a
making
soccer
that
jersey.
money.
Yeah.
This is
Sold
a
out like
smart
that.
businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And overall, just Laporta has been, however many times people are criticizing him this season
Careful what you say here.
for his
The hesitation was
financial decisions. 'Cause I want to make sure that I give him his props.
Go on.
Financially, like he's gotten a lot of criticism, and you know, a lot of times the fans have gotten Barca fans were impatient with him not coming out to the press and talking to them and explaining the situations. But he's behind the scenes. He's working. He's making sure that
He's girl mathing it.
He's girl mathing it.
Girl
There you go.
mathing it.
And so he's making things happen. And so now Barcelona in a better position because of it.
We'll sign Travis Scott.
100%. We'll sell jerseys.
Come on now. It's
Gotta
working.
make your
But
money.
what about you guys? What are your VAR moments of the week?
I have to go back to Mother's Day, obviously,
Yes.
because I'm a mom of 2 baby boys. So I saw Milan, and I love what they did because they went and they put their mother's names on the back of their jerseys. And for me, I'm
so
like,
sweet.
I get a Mother's Day card that says I love you. I don't actually know if it says like I love you. It's like chicken scratch on it. But like if I'm a mom, now that I know, like I'm driving my 6-year-old an hour and 20 minutes 3 days a week to and from training. So it's like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And I know how much these moms and dads have put into like making these kids successful footballers, both on and off the pitch, being good human beings, and coming from nothing. Like my kid scored a screamer on the weekend, and I was bawling because I was like, it was worth the drive. But like I look at these moms that are in the stands and like these people and these kids, and I still call them kids because they're always going to be your kid, playing for one of the top teams in Italy. And then you see your name on the back of your jersey, you're like, everything was worth it. Like the extra job that I picked up, the extra shift that I worked at the cafe to make ends meet, to, you know, asking the neighbor to drive your kid to and from training sessions. Like that happens more often than not. And I'm like, I love it. Like moms give up so much, and dads, like both parents give up so much to make their kids successful. To give that little bit back, it was really cool to see, and it like makes me emotional when you do see stuff like that.
Oh, listen, I love it when football teams go outside of just the sport and the game and take a second to acknowledge, you know,
It's sick.
you know, other aspects of life. And I think, you know, whenever you see a successful footballer, whether it's their parents, their grandparents, there's somebody behind
100%.
them that, you know, had to make
Neighbors even.
sacrifices.
Neighbors.
for them
Clint
to be-
Dempsey.
Yeah.
The same thing with him. It was his neighbor driving him to and from. Like, it's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
My VAR moment of the weekend was Chelsea women's team winning their not 5th, 6th consecutive title in the WSL.
Crazy.
19 wins,
Wait,
3 draws. They were
consecutive?
consecutive. They were
Damn.
undefeated throughout the
Woo!
season. Undefeated. And mind you, they lost Emma Hayes to the U.S. women's national team. Sonia Bonpastor, the longtime coach, former player who won a Champions League with Lyon as a player and a coach, came over to coach Chelsea. And in her first season with the team, balls out. They get to the semis of Champions League, sadly lose to Barcelona, but win the 6th title for Chelsea. I think she deserves, all those players deserve all of their flowers, especially Sonia
Absolutely.
Bonpastor. There were a lot of question
Jeez.
marks, but
What do they do different? Because I'm confused.
Yo,
How do you
Chelsea's
win it
stacked.
6 times in a row, though?
Yeah.
But like,
Chelsea's
what's
constantly
like
stacked.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But like, to be constantly stacked, you're doing something right where players want to come play for you.
Yeah, the system also has to.
I was gonna say Emma Hayes is one of those coaches that from the ground up created a one facility, medical programming, maternal care, player health management that actually professionalized that club. I mean, we both played professional. Godmother of the matriarch of Chelsea Women's Football Club.
Crazy.
But we know from playing professionally, most women's teams, especially 6-7 years ago,
I had
you
rats
don't
in my
have
locker room.
Yeah, you don't have any of that. You're lucky
did.
to have a locker. You're lucky to have a training field that's just yours.
I didn't have heat in my house.
Right? We've been through it.
We've been
It's so much
through
better
it.
now. But Emma Hayes and Sonia Benpastor are two coaches that are changing the game, making the level so
God.
much better.
Yeah.
And then you have players balling out like Mayra Ramirez, Lucy Bronze, and Erin Cuthbert, who kind of carry and lead this team.
Yeah.
Is Lauren James injured right now? Or
She's had a tough season with injury,
Yeah.
but baller.
I don't mean to be problematic at all.
It's not
Trust
problematic.
me, I don't.
Lauren James is better.
However, when that moment happened, when she stepped on
Michelle Lozier.
Michelle Lozier.
Shout out my girl.
How did you feel about that?
So I'm just gonna go. Misha's my girl, the girl she stepped
Yeah.
on. Nigeria was handling England that game. England had
giving
no
them
response.
work.
Yeah, nobody expected Nigeria to come and ball like that. So I understand the players' frustration. Lauren James for sure.
It's never acceptable.
It's never acceptable. But
She regrets
Michelle is smart. As soon as she did it, she went. and knew Lauren James got a red.
Yeah.
And took them out.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. Like
As a
that stuff
player,
happens all the
and
time. But
I know people that know like Lauren James and like everyone, and the family's amazing. And it's just like one of those moments as a player that you want back, right?
Yeah.
yeah, you
And
just
she
lost
didn't
your
mean,
head for
like,
a minute.
She didn't mean anything by it. Obviously, you lost your head. You saw red. This is what I always say. Like I've seen red numerous times. I've never done anything to injure someone else. Like I've never been that red. But I understand it when it's like a big moment in a big game where you're like getting hammered where you shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. I still wouldn't do it, but it's just like, it's a frustration that sets in. It's a competitor mindset in you, and I wouldn't want that to change from someone at all, but it's like change the way you deal with those emotions, if that makes sense. Yeah. That's such a mum thing for me to say.
When I saw
Use your
it,
emotions in a good way.
Wisdom.
when I saw it, I was happy that Michelle was okay.
Yeah.
However, I loved it because it got people who would never
That's what I'm saying.
watch
Yeah.
like the women's game, but not soccer overall. Were talking about that moment, and for me, it's just like sometimes you need like those controversial moments to just shine a light on the game.
Yeah,
then
and it happens in the men's
provides
game all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It then just provides you
never
with
goes
the
that deep.
opportunity
It
to
doesn't go
just
there
like
just
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just happy that it provided an opportunity to then be able to enjoy like a great tournament because it was dope.
Well, it shows the competition.
Yeah.
It's no longer just Canada, U.S.,
Yes.
Spain, whoever
Top
else,
countries,
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a team that's breaking in.
Facts.
Korea is a team that's breaking in.
Yeah.
Japan's been balling.
Also, pay the Nigerian
Yeah.
women's team, please.
Oh,
My
that's
God.
a whole.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show on that.
Yes,
yeah.
but
The Super Falcons are badass.
facts.
Okay, go.
This is Onside or Offside, where I will provide a take. Sometimes it's from me, sometimes it's from the internet. The take is Lamine is the greatest teenager of all times in football. Onside
Oh,
or offside? The
Onside.
greatest teenager
yeah.
Teenager,
of all time.
Onside.
Wow, onside. No contest.
No
No.
disagreements.
What
Bypassing Ronaldo, Messi
Yeah.
at his 100 appearances with Barcelona already
100.
at
17 years
17.
old, yes.
A consistent starter, balling out, actually leading the team easily.
It's not even what he's doing on the pitch, it's what he's doing off the pitch. That is like remarkable to me at such a young age. Like I remember when I was like 16, 17, 18, I was not that mature. And yes, he's like fun and he's energetic and he's different hairstyles and his social media is great, but like he's so mature beyond his years where you don't usually see that side of like greats. Like we didn't see that at Messi at 17. We didn't see that at Cristiano when he was 17. And I get it. Like social media is very different from when they were growing up in the Maradona age. I 100% understand that.
Yeah.
But that makes it even more impressive to be able to do it in the era of TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. Yes, I still use Facebook. Don't age me. You just don't see bad things on him. Like, it's just like good energy, good vibes. And so it's even that much more of like credit to his family and his friends that are in and around him and his agent. Like, unbelievable.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody around Lamine, and also the 2 people who he was named after. Do you guys know this story?
No,
I do.
I don't.
Yeah. So basically, he was named Lamine Yamal after there was apparently 2 individuals who, when his parents were still together, before he was even born, and they were really struggling, who really helped, to financially support them for a while, and they vowed that when they have a child that they would name them after those 2 individuals.
Amazing.
And one was named Lamine, the other was named Yamal. That's why he has his 2 first names, or first and middle name, instead of his last names on his jersey, to constantly like honor those 2 people. So
cool.
That energy still carries on through. That obviously Minnesota United defeated Inter Miami this weekend, and the admin for Minnesota United's Instagram got a little funny. You got a little comedian. But David Beckham wasn't too happy about the banter. He wasn't too happy that they were calling Inter Miami a pink phony club. And so he got in their comments to hit back at them and say,
listen, bruv,
that they should show a little bit more class and, win with some dignity or something of that sort. So the take is, should club social media pages be a little bit more respectful and tamed when they win a game? Onside or offside?
So offside would mean I disagree.
Yeah,
with
so
that, right?
Football clubs' social media pages should be
Offside.
more respectful to their opponents.
Yeah, offside. It's
fun.
social media. It's a joke.
It's sports.
Relax, bruv. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Who cares? They're meant to talk trash. Wendy's talks trash on social media. Like, it's fun. It engages people. We're talking about on the show. Like, who cares? You have the most wealthy team in the MLS. Like, you have Messi on your team. Of course they're going to poke fun at beating you. Come on.
Can I say one thing? Like, obviously, my husband and my father-in-law were with Minnesota United for 7 years. When my husband played for the team, I was like, the tweets that would go out, this was like way back in the day. I would like text my husband and be like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But it was like
Redhead is
borderline where you're like,
hilarious.
ooh, are you crossing it too? But I'm like, again, it's engaging.
It's a
it's
game.
fun. But I love
It's a sport.
now.
Like,
again,
we have the least serious jobs in the world.
I
Kick a
love what
soccer
David
ball on a
Beckham's
field.
done, and I think he's done it in a strategic way because I know David.
Yes.
I worked for Inter Miami for 3 years, and he's one of the most down-to-earth individuals that you'll ever meet in your life. Again, with David, it's like, because he's so passionate, and this is what you want. You want passionate owners here in Major League Soccer.
Yes.
He's so passionate about his club, but that's his baby. Like, yes, he's got 4 kids, but that's his 5th kid is Inter Miami, and I'm like, I love it, though.
Baby's got to toughen up.
I would have loved it if David had commented, I bet. Talk about that. Are we going to see you at the next game? Are we going to see if you make the play? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Get back at him.
He's not like
Get
that,
back
though.
at
He's
him.
too nice. He's so nice.
I would've liked to
Seriously,
see
so
that.
I mean,
nice.
I just feel like that even gave more bait for the next time that
Yes.
they
Yeah,
play.
but how
That's
many
like,
of you
now I
There's
can't
somebody-
wait.
there's
now
somebody
are going
ri-
to tune into the next game when they match up
Facts.
Yeah,
against each other?
exactly.
There's somebody
Exactly.
right
Or
now
San Jose
making...
taking on Inter Miami Wednesday midweek.
I
I'm tuning
just
in.
know Minnesota fans right now are making pink phony club T-shirts for the next match, and they have the flags of the tifos and everything.
It's funny.
But yeah, man, it's all
I
fun.
chuckled,
It's all fun and games at the end of
Yeah.
the day. Like, rage baiting is a real thing, and people do it all the time. The other day, I had to catch myself. There was a Real Madrid content creator who made a video, and he constantly makes videos about Barca. Even after we win, I still fall for the rage bait, and I get ready to comment, and I'm like, hold up.
Yeah, you're feeding.
I know what
you're
he's
feeding
doing.
The machine.
Yeah. I know what he's doing, but it's all part of the game at the end of the day.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, next up. So this is super interesting, and I'm very curious as to what position you guys are going to take on this. But this past weekend, Nottingham Forest drew 2-2 to Leicester City. Now, they were able to secure European football, but potentially with the draw and not the win, they might miss out on the Champions League on that top 4 spot. Now, Nottingham Forest's owner didn't like too much that his team drew, and he felt like he needed to actually step onto the pitch and go to Nuno Espirito Santo and speak to him about the results.
This crazy.
And
Crazy.
so
Stay in your box.
I guess
you don't
the-
even have to finish. Don't
I
finish.
guess the take is, was Was his actions onside or offside? Like, what
offside.
are we? Yeah.
Offside.
So distasteful.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, you're being mad disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. It's distasteful. As an owner, you're an owner. Sit in your owner's box, eat your cheeseburgers, whatever you decide to have in there. But like, do not come down onto the pitch ever unless you're winning. Unless you are
you're
lifting
celebrating
a trophy and you're celebrating and you need to do a speech. Like, for me, it was just so distasteful. For the fact it's like you're discrediting the manager. Like, you in place
you completely undermine him.
you're undermining someone that you've placed to have a head coaching job, to take your team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest to finish top 6 is
It's
wild.
crazy.
So, like, you should be applauding your manager. You should be applauding the players. Like, shouldn't be anywhere near the pitch. Like, for me, it's just it's ugly. Like, it's really ugly. And as a player, you see that and you're like, do I really want to play for an owner like this? Like, I want to play for a manager like this.
It showed
I don't
some
wanna play for-
toxicity.
I don't want to play for an owner like this.
Credit to Nuno, because the way he handled it, in the press after was very professional. Like, that guy's always smiling to me anytime I see him do interviews or anything. But for him to handle it with such grace and understanding, and like, you know what, and go still support the team. Kudos to him, because a lot of people would have lost their heads. Somebody running on the pitch and reprimanding you in front of everyone you work for.
That's also
It's embarrassing.
It's a grown man, and you're like, this is not somebody. It's not a child. It's not somebody that you can just scold.
No. It's crazy. It's disgusting. I just look.
Yeah, unreasonable crash out. And if you're gonna crash out, my boy, hit me up. I'll put you together for some fits. Like, you know what I'm saying, Darian, Kaylin. Like, we'll fit you right so that you at least look presentable for your crash out, because that was. Yeah,
We'll make
he
you go
looked
viral
crazy
for the
getting
right
on that
reason.
fit. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Get some drip in your game first and then do it. But yeah, don't be disrespectful to your manager, though. Liverpool are the current Premier League champions. And, you know, Arsenal, they tried their best. They tried their very best. And they've been trying their best for some time now. But Gary Neville said this weekend, and you guys know Manchester United legend Gary Neville, he said that not winning a trophy, and speaking about Mikel Arteta, not winning a trophy, an EPL trophy in 5 years and still being a manager is an achievement. Is that onside or offside?
That is onside.
Yeah, I agree.
We see managers fired
Facts.
for so
Facts.
much less, and this is a long-term project. He said, they've hit their notches each year. That he said, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to bring in a midfield, we need to do. Sure.
Yeah.
Coming away with nothing for 5 years is pretty wild, when I think we see other managers fired for 2 seasons.
Is it imminent?
Can I
Is
change
it-
my
is
Can I
it-
change my direction?
You
can
can
I go like I'm gonna
VAR?
here?
Maybe?
Can I go in the
Okay,
middle?
you're
Okay.
I'm in the VAR situation
Okay.
where I'm like, I'm still looking at videotape.
Okay.
I
still
get
reviewing
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm still reviewing it. I get it, but I agree with everything you've just said. Like, it's like a rebuilding phase. He's turned
5
this
years
team
is
around.
long, though.
Yeah, it is, but they continue to impress us week after week, game after game. I was really lucky I think it was 2 All-Stars ago in MLS, and it was Arsenal playing the best of Major League Soccer, and we got to sit down and talk to them. And
Please bring that back.
Mikel,
by the way,
yeah,
please.
I know, I
It was
loved it.
fire.
Mikel was like such a knowledgeable, down-to-earth individual that had a vision. And it wasn't like a short-term vision. Like, it was long-term, and you could tell that the players genuinely loved playing for him.
Yeah.
So, like, I get both sides of it. It's like Arsenal's not a Nottingham Forest or a Everton. Can't actually throw Everton in there.
They're not a United.
But, yeah, so I get both sides of it. But I'm also like, they haven't spent as much money as Man City. Let's be completely honest.
Okay, yeah.
Year after year after year. And you know the top teams in the world anywhere, in any league, the team that spends the most money
most of the
usually
time.
wins.
Yeah.
You look at Inter Miami last year, supporter shield winner. They bring in Messi, they bring in Busquets, they bring in Alba.
Real Madrid didn't, though.
Yeah.
They needed one player to me. They needed a striker. All year, they have been talking about, yes, we need a number 9. Yes, we're going to try X, Y, and Z players. Kai Havertz at the 9. Not
it's
the player. He's
not the
been
player.
injured.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring in
He's been
Isak,
injured.
bro.
But is he the player?
That's what I'm saying. Bring Alexander
Bring in
Isak.
Isak.
I don't
They
know.
can afford him.
Well, the issue was they couldn't afford him before, because
Okay.
what his
He
price
is
tag was
also,
130 million
Can
euros.
you bring
I
Anthony
think.
back
And
from
Newcastle has
Real
money.
Betis? And bring him
Newcastle
back?
has money, and he said he's happy there.
Yeah.
But to me, the issue with Arsenal is you have to bring in a striker, and that's been the issue all year, and they haven't done it.
That is an achievement. That's a hard job to keep.
I know.
Without winning any trophies. That's a very difficult
winning
job
a
to keep.
single trophy.
Yeah. Next up, it's been confirmed.
Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me?
It is official.
I said stay away from it like a barge pole.
Listen, man, it's official. Carlo Ancelotti is officially the new Brazil manager. He will leave Real Madrid at the end of the season. Xabi Alonso will be taking over, and Ancelotti will be leading.
Why are you rubbing your pants like that?
I'm excited too.
You feeling friction?
Come on now. Come on. It's exciting. It's an exciting time.
It's exciting for Brazil because this is the only manager that can take this team from worse to good.
So before you say that,
what's your take?
Sorry.
I'm
already hot here.
The take is...
I'm going to go offside, whatever you say here.
Now, Brazil... With the appointment of Carlo Ancelotti, now they are favorites to win the 2026 World Cup. Onside or offside?
Oh, favorites.
Can you switch to favorites? But how many is a favorites? Is that like 2 or 3?
Top 3.
No.
Top 3.
I'll say onside. I believe. I believe. Kaylin, I'll let you cook. Tell me why not.
Semis at least.
Okay.
I think maybe.
Yeah, I think somewhere.
My positive with Carlo Ancelotti is he has done it every single place and every single league that he has gone to. He is a serial winner.
Yes.
And the reason because he is not only tactically very good, the managerial side, he's the best.
Yeah.
And as a manager now in the new modern era of football, because there is so much money, there is so much egos, there is so much sponsorships, you need a manager that's good at both. And he excels, I feel like, for me, more on the managerial side, and that's why he connects with the players. You saw with Real Madrid, time and time again, even like it was like the Marcelo and him, the side. I remember it was the Champions League final, like touchline, and Marcelo was like, make this sub instead of this. And Carlo Ancelotti listened to him. They ended up winning it. And I feel like that's the only saving grace for Brazil because you have so many big personalities on that team that as of right now, everyone thinks that they are the Lionel Messi, the Maradona of their team. And when I look at the game against Argentina, it was like men versus boys.
Yes,
the last
100%.
time we saw them.
The energy was different. Yeah.
100%.
The energy, the players, the tactical side of it, the individual side of it. And I look at the players that they have right now. You have Vinicius Jr., you have Rodrigo, you have all of these big personalities where I'm like, who can manage this side? This is the only manager that can manage this side genuinely right now to have a quick turnaround.
Yes.
It's 2025. We're almost in June. You have
he only signed a year-long contract.
You have
signed
1 year to get this team ready.
I believe. Do you believe?
I don't.
I believe.
I believe. I think.
believe.
I believe. I think to all the points that you said of why Brazil's not doing well and like the woes. He's the manager to get it done. He signs a ton of Brazilians in his coaching resume, and he allows this sort of self-expression, this fun, the getting the best out of their personalities, and then being with the entire Brazilian squad, which sure, Vini, Rodrigo, Rafinha, Marquinhos, there's a ton of players on that team where if he can get them all together and bought into the game plan, yes, it needs to be tactically better for sure. I think they can do it. This is Brazil.
Yes,
the history.
The thing that I'm most excited about, and actually when the story was brewing, I was against it because I've always thought a Brazilian coach should coach Brazil. I don't think like a foreigner should, just because of the culture.
There's been no manager to ever win a World Cup that is not from that country.
Yes.
That's just fact.
However,
I don't know if they'll win,
however,
but I do think they'll be up there.
However, I think the internal politics in Brazil have gotten worse. I think that like there's a lot of news in Brazil media, and a lot of fans have grown frustrated with feeling like because of the politicking, certain managers feel like they have to call up players from teams where they have allegiances with, or certain players that they've had their their problems with behind the scenes. And so it like for me, somebody coming in who has no stake in whether I'm getting a player from Santos or Palmeiras or Corinthians or whatever, it's just like I just want to put together the best team possible. And because he's Carlo Ancelotti, he's just like,
it demands respect away.
I'm gonna do what I need to do, what I want. I don't care about.
Will those players do it?
And I think the players will do it. I think it's maybe a
I don't know about winning. I don't know about winning.
I don't know about winning, but I think they'll do much better than what we thought.
He's gonna put together the best team for sure. So
Brazil might be back. Top 3.
Brazil
you don't know
might be
about
back.
winning, but they're finishing top 3.
I'm saying semis.
They're gonna be up there.
Get out of here.
I don't know if I'm gonna say that.
Brazil.
But it'll be up there.
Yeah, I love it. I need it. Yeah.
You're an idiot.
We like to show some love. We like to give our flowers to the players, the people in the game that we feel like just deserve a little bit more shine, a little bit more recognition this week. This is our Man of the Match segment. Who are we choosing to give some light to this week?
I can take this one.
Yeah,
first.
go on, Darian.
I had kind of a triple threat going on with this. So I'm going to go men of the match, and I'm sticking with managers coming and going from El Clásico, from Real Madrid and Barcelona. First, shout out to Hansi Flick, signing an extension with Barca until 2027, I believe. But my favorite thing about Hansi Flick is seeing how the players talk about him. Yeah. What Rafinha has said about him. We've had managers that can kind of break your spirit as a player. Yeah. Maybe you're getting time, but
in the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way possible, especially from the women's game, can break your spirit. But no, even seeing Rafinha now thriving under Hansi Flick, Lamine Yamal, who knows if he would have gotten the same opportunity. I mean, credit to him, he deserves the extension. And then our guy, Xabi Alonso, coming over to the squad is massive. Huge. Talking about what he did with Leverkusen, full circle, winning a Bundesliga title with a team that everybody didn't think was really on the radar to win
and
one.
how they did it as well.
How they did it, Bayern never losing. I love it.
Yeah.
Credit. And then winning a Pokal.
I like what you just done.
Yeah, winning a DFB Pokal for the first time for them. Yeah. So I love it. His first season as a manager to now get the Real Madrid job is huge. And I know we love seeing former players into coaching positions.
Yeah, Arne Slot for me, when you look at what he did for Liverpool and just how he carried himself as well with the team, because that's a very difficult situation to come in where you've had a manager that's been so successful, that is so well liked, that's so well loved. And when they won it, he's there chanting the former manager's name, and I just thought it was so classy. Iconic. And now he's out in Ibiza partying. Hell yes.
He gave everybody time off.
You know what? You gave everyone time off to go and celebrate. And this is like, for me, okay. As a former player, like, I think it's so important that, like, you like who you play with. And you're not going to like everyone from player 1 to player 22. But, like, you have to have nights out as a team where it, like, brings everyone together. Some people were given, like, a little bit of, like, hate on social media. Most people were giving a lot of love.
Party it up.
I'm like, you do you.
Because that's full season with a club. You just
first
won
full
the
season
Premier
with the
League.
club.
Like,
you won the Prem, especially around the likes of teams of Man City has been the powerhouses in the EPL for so many seasons. I'm like, yes.
Looks like it's a vibe.
I can't wait.
Like it's always a party over there. Yeah. And I got to say, for me, man of the match, man of the moment, and we've spoken about him so many times this season, Anthony, man. Anthony,
stop it. Why does he keep doing so well?
He's just, that's what happens when you leave Manchester United. That's just what happens. You know, you do
the
better.
Man U slanders get crazy.
Horrible.
You just do
We're
better.
terrible human beings.
It's getting crazy.
That man scored a free kick versus Fiorentina, 2-2 draw, but on aggregate, they went through. And and he even got emotional after the game, like, and thanking the fans. And, it's just his chemistry with Isco and just Real Betis, although I feel like they've had their slip-ups throughout the season. They're still 6th in La Liga. I would have, like, it just doesn't feel like their position on the table reflects,
it doesn't,
like, how well they've done. But right now, Anthony, man, I don't know if he's gonna end his loan deal and go back to United. I hope not. Honestly, like, it just feels like the energy.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, it feels like he should.
When
stay.
you see him there and see the interviews,
he's actually smiling.
Oh my god! But like he is.
Man,
but it's even like players in and around him. Like you have Mark Bartra and like just players that have been in the league for so long that have played with multiple different teams and then gone to wherever they need to go. And they've always I feel like Real Betis is like a home, if that makes sense, in a weird way.
God.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right?
I love that. Yeah. Yes, because it's a lot of players who've like.
Yeah, it's like a lot of misfits.
Moved around.
Mm-hmm. This is misfits. I just feel like it's like a home for people where it's like misfits of like where it's like the city's electric, the stadium's phenomenal, the fans are amazing, and it's just players, you get the best out of your players.
They get to go there and thrive.
Yeah, every single player that's gone there has thrived.
Listen, if you love football, you love Betis, but show some love to footballers,
especially during Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes,
this is the time to do it.
Yeah,
be good people.
around the world right now, talking about, again, all of the clubs. It's not just Europe. It's not just North America. We gotta hit, all different sides of the spectrum of the global football game. But Kaylin, who are we talking about this week? What's our first stop?
LAFC.
We're going to LA. The game is going to be played May 31st, reported, at BMO, home of LAFC. LAFC taking on Club America in a one-off situation where both of these teams can get the last play-in spot for the FIFA Club World Cup coming up this summer.
And some cash money.
Specifically, when I look at LAFC, obviously I cover Major League Soccer, but a lot of these young players that are, good up-and-coming players, you have a good game against Chelsea, and you have a top European club that's going, yeah, I'll pay $5 million for him. I'll pay $10 million for him to be my, 15th, 16th player, like a reserve player of potentially coming into the squad. So it's such an amazing opportunity for everyone in the FIFA Club World Cup. I actually don't know what to expect for competition-wise. Yeah. I know it's going to be electric because
teams
there's so much
games
on the line.
Yeah.
There's money. There's spots on other teams. There's potentials of being scouted by the top teams in European football. There's potentials from South American football, everywhere. Mexico, MLS, where you're like, you don't know what the future holds. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be electric, and I can't wait for it. Like,
who do you think gets in?
I hope selfishly that LAFC get in along the likes of Seattle and Inter Miami that have already booked their ticket into the FIFA Club World Cup.
It'd be dope to have another MLS team in, but I gotta rock with Club America.
I know.
I want to see them. I want to see them, their fan base in this tournament.
Let us know. Who do you guys think is gonna make it and secure that final spot into the Club World Cup?
Crazy.
The LAFC? Is it Club America? I've seen some of
the.
Who
Who
do you
best?
think?
Like, you genuinely don't know because it's an unknown tournament.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Slate.
We take it back off. Where are we going, Darian?
Where are we going?
We're going around to Portugal.
Let's go to Portugal,
Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., who, by the way, calls it soccer. Look at that. Your favorite player's son calls it soccer. How does that feel? How does that feel, football warriors? But Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. just made his debut for the Portuguese national team, the U15s, against Japan. What's the sentiment behind him going
I
now
think
in
it's
the
badass.
game? And,
I think it's badass. I mean, yes, there's pressure, and of course you're gonna have a ton of pressure. You're CR7's kid. Like, you look just like the man as well. You have the same mannerisms, the way that you play. Yeah, I love it. I mean, he's had one of the best footballers in the world to grow up and train with and watch every single step he does. So I think it's completely deserved.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm rooting for him though. He seems like a good kid, and obviously, his dad is the GOAT. You want to see that football lineage continue. I don't know how anyone could root against him.
He's not like in your face about it in the best possible way. Like you can tell he genuinely loves football, and he's got a smile on his face. He's like, I know how much pressure is going to be on me. Obviously, I married into a family where my father-in-law was one of Everton's greats. My husband played in Major League Soccer. Very different careers, but I look at the both of them and how much pressure my husband felt of like trying to live up to the expectation of his dad, and you're never going to live up to that expectation. And I always tried telling him, and it's so tough on the son or the daughter of like an extreme athlete, because everyone's like always going to compare
marketable, famous
100%.
Yeah,
it's like he's put in the work, he's put in the effort, and if he's never going to be Cristiano Ronaldo, he'll be Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. in a different way, and I hope that for him.
I'll say, I think it's always difficult to kind of gauge those dynamics, like looking from the outside in. As a Barca fan who had like I had my disdain a little bit for Cristiano when he was at Real, and oftentimes it seemed like he was just such like a stern character that it was hard to like him, especially if he's playing against your rivals. I 100% saw him soften up after he got, like, around the time where he got with Georgina. And that was one thing that made it more, like he was more digestible.
Yeah.
Pause.
You know who it's like? Carly Lloyd.
Yeah.
Very similar to Carly Lloyd, since she's retired and has been able to have her baby, going through the whole IVF journey and like being able to share that. It's so similar. When you have kids, it adds a whole different element and dynamic to it of like someone that's like so raw and so tough and like puts himself first and foremost, which isn't a bad thing. But then to see a different side of it, I'm like, it's incredible.
Cool. It humanizes
them. Yeah, it
humanizes
them.
The last question I'll ask, have we ever seen the child of a really successful athlete actually like outshine their parent?
Yeah.
No.
Who's Atletico Madrid's coach? And Simeone and his son. His son is a baller.
Not better than Simeone, though.
Not better, but I'm trying to think of like
I would say
Nepo kids.
the only one I'll say the closest thing would be like Dell and Steph Curry, but Dell wasn't. Yeah, Dell wasn't. But he was still like
They always
up there.
say, I know this sounds crazy. They always say it skips a generation.
They
always say it's like your parent and your kids, they're good, but it's always like the kids are the one that like lives up to the not expectations, but that can surpass it.
Yeah.
It's just like a proven thing. I don't know, but like, who? I can't think of
I'm
anyone
trying to
that's
think
better
of
than
like
their parent.
Football. Diego Simeone. He's not better.
No.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher's son is like the up and up. I mean, maybe Schmeichel.
Yeah.
With Celtic.
Yeah.
He's been killing it this year, but like, is he better than Peter Schmeichel? No.
Nah, yeah, Casper. I mean,
he's done it phenomenal. But he's not better than Peter.
Yeah, that's tough.
We need to do a segment about that.
Yeah, the
Nepo babies in football.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
It's extra time.
We're bougie on a budget this week, all right? We don't have a whistle for you.
It's extra time where we try to discuss, any crumbs, anything that's left over that we haven't talked about during the episode. We'd like to just give a shout out to that. Kaylin, what do you like to give a shout out to for this?
So for me, it's Arda Güler. You look at Real Madrid and what he did and the decision he made when he was 13 years old was literally amazing. And I could never put myself in that situation. I came from a middle class, white family up in Canada where my dad was a professional ice hockey player. We were given all the opportunities in the world of what do you want to do? You want to be a gymnast? You want to be a soccer player? Do you want to be in diving? And like this kid at 13 literally put his family in the best possible situation for them at the time of like, we are relying on you to, not fund us, but like help us be in the world that we are in today. And I just think it's such a cool and unique situation. Not unique because it's really not unique when you look at footballers around the world. Like it's very similar situations and very similar stories. I mean, even Lionel Messi at that time, it was his coach that was taking him to and from trainings, that was riding a bike. His mom was riding a bike an hour and 30 minutes to training. And I just think it speaks volumes of, the community and his family. And
like you said, there's so many footballers who have that pressure so early on their shoulders to have to provide for not just their immediate family, sometimes like a whole neighborhood, a whole village, a whole community. Like Sadio Mane, I remember like when he first arrived in Europe, it's like he asked somebody to take a picture of him, or they wanted to take a picture of him and he asked if it was free. Like even just taking a picture, he had to be mindful of.
Look what he's done though since. Like
building
this
hospitals,
is what I'm like. This isn't amazing. It's
funding girls clubs.
Yeah. Just helping his community. And so again, like footballers have that pressure too. So sometimes when they do crash out, I think a lot of times we forget how much more is going on behind the scenes, that they feel like
pressure.
I have to succeed. Like I have to get playing time. I have to do something because there's so many people relying on me.
Pressure.
But yeah, man, shout out to them. They're it's a lot to be going through that, but they wear it well most of the times.
I am gonna switch over to Bayern Munich.
Ooh!
Because we saw the celebrations again with the beer. What is it called that they do it?
I don't know, but it's sick, and I want one right now.
And
sorry.
You did it. It is. I don't.
I love
it's
one.
like a
I'm Canadian.
I don't know, but I love the
showering,
the tradition of the showers, of the beer showers. And my favorite one is seeing Thomas Müller run around. That man loves
he thrives
a celebration.
He loves it.
He is terrifying.
He could play a 120-minute game and still be high knees, running around, dumping beer on everybody. But it was because I felt his pain. Michael Olise.
Yeah, facts.
When he got beer poured on him, he was pissed.
Yes,
he
looked
was
livid.
so mad.
Yes.
Have you seen our hair?
The hair bag.
Have you seen our hair?
Yeah.
This takes a minute.
They held them back and drenched them. Yeah, it was.
It takes a minute. I know his lock. He was just mad.
To be fair, I hate
probably
getting chlorine on my hair, so I
Yeah.
can't even imagine it turns green.
Yeah,
so.
Just the other day.
But it made me laugh because it's like you kind of had to expect this was gonna happen.
He's also king nonchalant, and so he can't
to
also
show him upset.
Yeah, he can't show that he's too upset. Just the other day, I was in Miami. I went to an Inter Miami game, and when Messi scored, somebody threw their beer from behind me, and it just got all over me. I was so
No.
mad.
That's
I was
crazy.
so mad. Yeah, I don't. The whole throwing beer at the games.
Yeah,
please,
that's
y'all
crazy.
need to chill out with that. Man.
Go
Water.
home.
But by the way, it's not
maybe.
even cheap.
No, go home.
Hold on a second.
Getting
It's not
in
even
my-
cheap. It's like $16, $20 a
Yeah,
beer. So
bro.
who's throwing beer around in this market?
y'all
Yeah,
need
go
to
home. What are
chill
you
out
doing?
with
Yeah.
that, please.
Drink
Yes.
it.
Water at the most, I'll take. Beer though,
No, it's
isn't
still
I'm
disrespectful.
walking around like my hair smelling like beer, and I gotta go home and like come on, don't chill out with that. So I get it, but
Yeah, that made me
I can
laugh.
imagine it's terrifying though seeing Thomas Miller coming
Just
like
like-
sprinting at you with the biggest
high
smile on
knee
his
sprint.
face.
Loves
Yeah.
it. Lives for it.
Insane, man. But to end this off from me. And mine is on the way right now because I just got like a text that I'm gonna be getting one of those kits. But the U.S. national
Sorry,
team,
I'm so sorry. Do you like
been
them
a
this
little
year?
quiet. Yeah. The pinstripe, the dark blue ones with the red and the blue on it. I like it. The U.S. kits in past years have been so simple.
They've been really
that sometimes-
underwhelming.
Yeah, they have. They're safe.
I like it when they're trying new things, and I know that sometimes it's also like, it's a like a bit of a transition for the next one. It's like, we don't want to go
This
too
is only
crazy.
for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to go too
So,
crazy. They're also gonna have.
I'm
the
sure the
World Cup
next one's gonna be
kits.
crazy.
Yeah, I like it when they're trying out new things, being a little more bold.
I love what you two are
colorful,
doing. They're like,
you know?
yeah, they're just, they're getting us ready for 2020. I can't even say anything because Canada jerseys are like,
But I like the one this year.
I like the red
genuinely
Canada
like it.
kits.
I like the
just-
women's one
I
better
like
than
the
the
red.
men's, actually.
I do too.
Yeah.
I will
Come
say,
on. Yeah, yeah.
I love Nigeria. Always balls out.
Sick.
Shout out to my Super Falcons.
Yes.
Jamaica.
Jamaica balls out, but Korea
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
They've stepped it up from the last World Cup
Yeah.
to now. Every kit they've had, I'm like, those are lit. I want one of those.
Does it for us on week 9 of Through Ball. Guys, we've done 9 weeks.
9
of us,
weeks together.
Nueve.
And I just feel like it's getting bigger, better,
The love
hotter,
grows.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
And we're all going to be in the FIFA Club World Cup coming up. So strap in. It's
Yes,
about to
sir.
get wild.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you want us to talk about anything else, comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Let us know what else we should be talking about.
Yes, make sure you tune into the FIFA Club World Cup this summer from June 14 to July 13 on DAZN.com. Tune in. It's going to be great. It's going to be global, and you don't want to miss it. As always, it's your boy Elisha, Kaylin Kyle, Darian Jenkins. We'll see you on the next episode of Through Ball. Peace.